Hello YouTube, this is Josh with the Alpha and Omega Survival School. Today we're going to look at my personal knife collection. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so basically today I wanted to just kind of pull out all my knives and take a look and see what was going on with them and make sure they weren't weathering or rusting or anything like that. So I pulled them all out and I figured why not show them off a little bit. I kind of love knives just a little bit, and I don't know when that started happening, but after a while, all of a sudden, I just started collecting knives. Knives I've found, knives I've been given, knives I've bought, yada yada yada. So I've got some pocket knives, I've got some hunting knives, I've got some collector's knives, which I don't really like. Collector knives, so to speak. A knife is a tool, and it is there to be used. I've also got some multi-tools here that I'll show you, and so we'll go through and look at those. Let's start with the pocket knives. So this right here was my first ever pocket knife. Got this when I was, I don't know, I was probably 7 or 8, something like that. About the age where my mom just gave up and decided that yes, I was a hunter and that I was going to have to be allowed to have a knife on me. So this one here is a lockback, stainless steel. This actually doesn't have a brand on it. Anyways, so this was my first ever knife. I don't really use it anymore. Now it's just kind of just an heirloom. It was my great-grandfather's knife, handed down to my grandfather, handed down to my father, handed down to me. So I just kind of just keep it. It definitely has seen some use, but a little bit bigger. This is probably oh, I don't know, 7 inches long, something like that, with it open. Nice wooden handle. I believe this is brass here. I'm not afraid to use this if I have to. But one day I'll probably hand it down and just keep the tradition going. Alright, so another kind of family knife that I've got is this one here. This is one I actually keep in my Altoid survival kit, which I will be doing a video on within the next couple days. So this one's a little pocket knife. This one's also a China, just a little China knife. The other one was made in China. This one's got 3 blades. This was my great-grandfather. He passed away when my dad was young, and he kind of received these as a inheritance almost. But we've got the main blade here. We've got, it's almost like a sheep's foot blade, but not quite. And then there's a small blade that goes with it. So I just keep that like a 3-in-1 deal in my Altoids kit. Just a small little pocket knife. Could be extremely useful. If you've ever seen the movie The Black Stallion, the kid gets a knife almost like this before the ship goes down and he lands on the island. Here's a cheap pocket knife. I just found this one day. I was just walking. I just happened to catch a glimpse of it in the grass. It was hard to see, just black. It's a case knife, case XX. Just a small lockback pocket knife. Just one blade. Looked up the pricing on this one. It was about 12 bucks. Brand new. So not a bad find. Sharp. I almost considered getting rid of this one, and I was like, why would you get rid of it? It's a knife. It can be used. See, this one's another one I found. Found it outside my dorm room, actually, when I was a freshman. That was 4 years ago. Found it. Tip was broken off. It was in the grass. But it's a Fox and the Hound, or Fox and Hound, made in Italy. I just kind of like the handle pattern here. This is a cool little knife. I mean, I'm not too fond of this one just because the point's broken off. But it's made in a country other than China, so I like that too. And on the blade it says, just another day in the woods. You see that? So, let's do this one. This one's also on my mom's side of the family, great grandfather's knife. This is a Barlow. Oh, it was upside down. There you go. Barlow. It's got the scale on this side is gone, just stainless, which you wouldn't really know it's stainless because it's got some pretty bad stains on it. I haven't really gone through and cleaned it just because I don't use it that much. It's got two blades. This is the main blade, and this blade, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but this thing has been sharpened so many times it is almost, I mean, it is crazy thin. This might not be stainless. This might be a higher carbon blade. Anyways, bigger blade. It's got the smaller blade. I used to use this quite often in the woods, not so much anymore. That was my great grandmother's second husband's knife, and he kind of passed it down, and I ended up with it. So, what do you guys think of my koozie? All right, this one is a Sarge, just a small assisted opening. It's got a little thumb knob here. Small pocket knife. It's kind of rubberized, then hard plastic on the outside, and 440C stainless, made in China. Nothing special. Takes a good edge though. Kind of cool looking. Anyways, it locks back. Just push it. She's closed. Got a little lanyard hole, which I like. I should put a lanyard in there. Maybe I'll do that sometime. Alright, and the last one that I put in the pocket knife category is this one. This is called the, I think it's the Floral. Something like that. It's Victorinox. Found this one as well. It's got a small space for a lanyard there on the end. I think this knife is about 12 bucks. Something like that. Not one of the more expensive Victorinox knives, but I like it because the scales aren't that shiny newer plastic. It's kind of like an older, more rough, rugged looking version. It's got the Victorinox. There it is. It's kind of faded. The gold inlay is kind of faded out, but not a bad find. And this is not lock, it just kind of snaps into place. Then you can just close it. So, that's that. Those are the pocket knives. This is called the Speedster model. You just use the thumb grips here. Not a switchblade, assisted opening with these. TAC 4 Speedster. And this is stainless china. Just a cool little knife. Small amounts of blade play this way, but nothing crazy. Could take an Allen or a hex and tighten these down. Probably get rid of that pretty easily. Pocket clip, kind of loose, but for me, if I were to put it in my pocket, the knife handle itself would be in, and the clip would be just holding it so I could get to it easily. So that's nice. And then you just kind of move this over here, break it down, and it opens basically as fast as you can get it open. It's just, that's it, you know. And I like the scales. I got this for about 15 bucks on a roadside stand. I looked up, retail was about 20, so he wasn't selling it for a bad price. Got the Rebel Flag scales. And I'm assuming the scales could be replaced if you knew where to get scales for it, because there's hex screws holding it in there. So I guess if they busted, you could get new ones. That's cool. I don't really use this one. It's not really something that you would use. Just a cool knife to have. Alright. Let's go a little more specialized. I have two of these. I showed you before. One of them I keep in my wallet, but it's the credit card knife. I got two of them for $5. Not a bad deal at all. This is the one I keep in my wallet. Yeah. So like I said, I'm pretty sure I showed you guys. So you just flip this over like this, and then you turn the big side. Turn the small side in, and then you turn the big side over top of the blade, and it locks into these holes. There's holes and pins, and then you just have a little blade. And the blade is so thin that, I mean, it's literally like a razor. I mean, you don't even have to sharpen this. I mean, it'll shave your arm without much of a problem. I could probably put a little bit finer edge on it and get it to where I could shave with it, but not gonna do that. Got a little bit of a finger guard here. You almost have to hold it on the blade to get anything. You're not gonna do any heavy duty use with this, obviously. So just a cool thing to have for $5. Not a bad deal at all. Something cool to show off. Now let's move into the multi-tools. We're gonna save the hunting knives because they're the coolest for last. So this one, kind of a Swiss Army style. I don't really use this one. What does it say on the side? Branch Industries. I got this in like a goodie bag or something. China made, just a knockoff, basically, kind of a multi-tool. Not bad for you know, just being a China multi-tool. It's got some rubber grips here on both sides that are kind of nice for gripping. Don't really use this one much anymore since I got the Huntsman Swiss Army from Victorinox, so, or Victorinox, however you want to pronounce it. It's got the blade. It's got the scissors. A very cheap version of the scissors, might I add. It's got can opener right across from it, a little screwdriver and a bottle opener, corkscrew, and awl. Well, I guess you could use that as an awl. It's more like a fingernail cleaner. And then you have like a little file, a really crappy file on the side of it, and then a Phillips. A little bit of a lanyard thing here. Something cool. Just something to throw in the collection, really. And then of course I have this one from Ozark Trail. I'm not too fond of the brand Ozark Trail, just because it's more of a Walmart brand. And what I mean by Walmart brand is that I believe it's Walmart's brand. I mean, they have good brands at Walmart, but I'm saying I think this is Walmart's store brand, or one of them, Ozark Trail. Anyways, if you've seen these before, you know already, but you pop the spoon and the fork out, and then it splits it in half, like this. On the spoon, you have a good blade. No blade play at all, really, which is good. This is why I like this one. I use this in the field all the time. It's got an awl for poking a hole in a can or what have you. And then on the fork side, you've got bottle opener and a can and a bottle opener there. I may have said this is a corkscrew, not a bottle opener, a corkscrew. Alright. Then they just fit back together, opposite ends. And what holds the thing together is the spoon and the fork being turned down, being turned back towards this, and that holds everything together. I like this one. I keep it clean, doesn't rust, and it gives me something to eat with. That's good. Now see, this Ignore the case, because I bought the case special from my military surplus store, just because I didn't have a sheath for the Victorinox. And they have a bucket of sheaths there. This was a nice leather one that they just so happen to have that fits it perfectly. So I bought it. $5, not bad. I'm okay with a $5 for a nice leather case. Alright, so if it keeps it out of my pockets to where I can keep something more important in my pockets, I'm good with that, because I hate having bulging pockets. I can't even begin to tell you how much I hate that. So Swiss Army knife. This is the Huntsman. I won't go through everything, but everything on here is quality. It's got the scissors, the saw, the small blade, the big blade, the can opener, bottle opener, screwdrivers, the parcel carrier, all corkscrew, and the tweezers and the toothpick. So that slides right in. There you go. Belt loop on the back. Anyway, Leatherman. Shazam! The king of the multi-tool category. Super Tool 300. If you guys saw the testing video I did the other day, if you haven't, go on and watch that. Very quality knife. Nice, very nice file. Screwdrivers, and all with a hole, which is nice. Several different screwdrivers. A good serrated blade, and of course a saw that cuts very well too, and then screwdrivers on this side as well. So I carry this one every day. I don't leave the house without this. A little bit more bulky, but sometimes I carry both this and the Swiss Army, just because this one doesn't have scissors and that one doesn't have pliers. So now I'm going to move into the fancy, the dandy stuff that you can't really use. And this one that I'm going to, actually, hold on. Actually, I'm going to include that with the hunting knife. I'm sorry, I almost forgot about that one. This one I got from Wyoming. Went to Wyoming on a trip. And, of course, I was a kid. This was quite a while ago. This is a China made. Just painted up really nice. I love this. I mean, I absolutely love it. It's a cool scene. What I hate is I can't use it. When I was a kid, they sold it to me for a knife that was a full tang, that was actually had bone handles and everything. And of course, as I got older, I came to find out that the blade is actually glued in right here on this hilt. And the hilt and then this middle piece that run back is metal. Very cheap metal, it seems like. And then the scales are plastic, made to look like bone, and then this one's painted up. So as you can imagine, that annoyed the crap out of me. But I wish it was. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. I mean, of course, I would probably end up using it and the paint would all come off of it, but I don't know. It's cool to look at. It came with this case, or this stand, so you just kind of set the blade in the slot like that. I don't know. I'd rather be able to use my knife, but I like the painted. It's probably lead. It's probably cancerous, but whatever. So that's that. The best part about that is the wooden stand, to be honest with you. Alright, and then I've got a bunch of these knives from the Franklin Mint. Now, I got these from someone, and we share a NASCAR driver, a favorite NASCAR driver, and that NASCAR driver is Jeff Gordon. Please do not fill the comments up with hate about Jeff Gordon, because he doesn't care what you think about him, and I don't care what you think about him, to be honest with you. So that's that. Don't do it. If it's there, I'm going to take it off. Anyways, so each of them have this nice leather case. It says Franklin Mint. Collector knives, shows the knife on there. And then a little thing here about, you know, telling you how important this collector knife is and how it's high quality, yada yada yada. So there's this one. It's got the car, one of his older cars. And then, of course, him and his number. And then on the back, it's blue. It's got the little gold Franklin Mint symbol. And then you can pop it open here. NASCAR on one side. And then it says the Jeff Gordon collection on the other. And scales are a little bit loose. They haven't even been used. They've just been sitting around. Maybe I don't want to use these. Not sharp at all. I mean, these are the dullest blades, except for the point. The point is crazy sharp, but, you know, they're not locked back at all. They just open and close. And this one is also has his older car on there. And then this is more of a synthetic, more of a plastic handle than the other one. Yellow on the back here. It's got the symbol. Pop it open. Jeff Gordon, NASCAR, TFM stainless. To be honest, if they didn't have anything written on the blades, I'd probably use them anyway, just because it wouldn't mess anything up. But I don't know. Okay. Alright. Then we got this one. Blue on the back. Something cool to have. I like them. What I need to get is a display case of some sort, and just keep them in that, because that's all that they would be good for, really. Alright, we got this one. Isn't this fun? You gotta love knives. Best thing ever invented. Now, whoever decided to make them fancy and not usable, I don't know if I like that person too much, but whatever. It'll either get to a point one day where I'm tired of looking at these, and I either sell them or use them. Alright, and last but not least, this one. I think this one's one of the coolest looking ones here. So, well, those are the fancy ones. Now that we gotten past those, so let's do the hunting knives. Of course, I've shown you. Let's see. Have you? I don't know if you've seen this one. This one is a mossy oak, just a cheap $15 knife. This was one of my. This is probably my first hunting knife ever. Tip's a little bit damaged, but I've kind of gotten it back to a point there. It was a little bit worse off. Of course, right after I got it, first thing I did was accidentally drop it point down on top of a shell in the driveway, and it just went. And of course, that's how cheap the steel is. So it just kind of messed it up. So this is from Frost Cutlery. Doesn't really hold an edge. Takes forever to get an edge on it, and then it don't want to keep it. And the only other thing I don't like is it's got the carving of the mossy oak symbol here, and cleaning a deer, that just gets gunked up huge, weakens the blade. This right here, just in general, just weakens the integrity of the blade. I like the look. It's got wooden scales. lanyard hole. It's comfortable, and I guess it could do, but I've got much better knives than this. It comes with a nice leather. The strap that actually came around and hooked onto here, the button broke, so I cut that part off just so it kind of slides in. So that's that one. And then, of course, I've got this one. This is my main cleaning knife now. It's Searles. Good quality, nice. It's not really a decent leather sheath. It's kind of flimsy, but it gets the job done. It's got the gut hook. It's does not have a tip or a point, so it's good. You're not going to stab yourself while you're cutting, and you're not going to accidentally stab into the guts if you're cleaning an animal. But this one holds an edge really, really nicely. Perfect for the slicing, and then this gut hook is just zippering, and then it's got a nice wooden scales on the handle. I love cleaning deer with this knife. I mean, it just glides. It's perfect. Love it. I wish the sheath was better because it doesn't lock it. There's a plastic insert in here, so it's hard, so it doesn't cut it, but it doesn't hold it at all. You know, I don't even put this one on my belt while I'm hunting because I'm afraid it's gonna just fall out. I only pull this out when I get back and I'm cleaning a deer. If I go back somewhere, if I'm not going anywhere to hang the deer and clean it, I don't use this knife. But I love that one. Then I've got, of course, the Gerber. I've cleaned deer with this knife before. Didn't really care much to do it. It does a really good job, but I'd really rather not use a folder to clean a deer. That's just me. Portland, Oregon. This is my favorite folder, of course. You guys know that. I showed you. Okay. Normally, like, if I don't carry the Huntsman, I'll carry this and the Leatherman. And this is my main blade, like I said, usually. So, all right, and then I just got this one the other day. Took me forever to find out what in the world this was. Didn't have a logo on it. Well, I mean, didn't have a brand name on it, just had the logo. And I searched and searched and searched and searched and searched for this logo on Google Images. Took me forever. Finally, I posted it on Facebook and said, someone tell me what this is. And a buddy of mine came back. He's an Eagle Scout. He came back and said, oh, that's the National Wild Turkey Federation. I said, okay. Because I'd heard of them. I hadn't really looked into them or anything. And sure enough, when I looked it up, they've got a couple different logos, but this one popped up with it. And I just wanted to know what it was before I did a video on it. I bought it for $21, I think. And I'm pretty sure this is wood. I'm pretty sure these handles are wood, not judging by the pattern, but just judging by the feel of it in my hand. It feels like wood rather than plastic or a synthetic material. But I do like the pattern. And like I said, I'm not too crazy about this whole deal. But these are nice serrations. And I said I didn't like this on the Mossy Oak knife, but this is fine because it's actually back here under the jimping, not out here in the middle of the blade. So this is fine, I think, and I don't think this will get too dirty. So it's got this. The only thing I'm having a problem with is getting a really nice edge on it. When I sharpen a knife, I want that thing to be as close to razor sharp as possible. I do the hair test on all my knives when I sharpen them, and I can't get this one quite there, no matter how hard I try. I might just have to deal with it, but it's got the gut hook. Very solid feel, very solid. I mean, I don't know how, it doesn't have any steel information on the blade, doesn't have China, doesn't have anything. I don't know where if they make these here, where they make them, doesn't have anything on the blade as far as that. But it feels like I mean, it's solid. We're very thick spine all the way out to the tip. It's just the same thickness, which means it's probably going to be very durable. So I like the jimping here. Not that I would really do much with it, but I just like that it's there. And I like having the gut hook. Sheath is okay. Not really. There's an insert, but it's not a hard insert. It's like a soft synthetic leather insert or something like that to keep it from cutting the fabric. It's a nice looking sheath, don't get me wrong. It's camo, I love that, and I love the logo on it. But I don't know, just not the best sheath. I like either a hard sheath or something that's like the Gerber, where it's like a really nice ballistic nylon, like a thick material that's going to hold up. I don't know if this will hold up or not. Maybe it will. We'll see. The only other thing I don't like is when you pull it out, you have to hold the straps apart to get the gut hook out because it grabs every time. But that's besides the point. Now, so that's it for the hunting knives. I realize this video is crazy long, so hope you guys have made it this far. If you haven't, that's okay. If you've just been skipping through it, that's fine too. If you've stuck with me this far, you're awesome. Alright, last section here of my collection. We're going to do the survival knives. I'm going to start off with the Mora in conjunction with Light My Fire. Very nice. Scandi grind. Almost a modified Scandi grind here. Probably would use this for filleting fish. I like using the Schrade for making shavings, but I guess this could be good for that too. But I like this, that blade's not crazy thin like a fillet knife, but it could be used as a fillet knife if you had to. Very sharp on this one. I love this. This passed the shave test no problem. And then of course it's got the ferro rod in the handle, which I love that too. Strikes very, very nicely. Sparks bouncing all over the place. Nice rubberized grip. Sheath is okay. I like that it's a hard sheath rather than a cheap, flimsy material. It's got a hole in the bottom so water drains out, which is nice. And it locks, which is really nice too. It locks. Made in Sweden. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I put some paracord on here instead of the lanyard that was on it. And of course the Mega, the king of the survival knives. At least that I have. I kind of want to buy a Bowie knife, but I don't want to spend the money. I mean, they're not that expensive, I guess. I guess you can go as expensive as you want, but I don't know what I would do with it. I wouldn't carry it hunting with me. It'd be too big. I don't know. Got the Schrade, hollow-handled, the CHF2SM. Did the video the other day, testing it out. Really good for feather sticks. Really nice for batoning. I have a little fire kit in the handle here. Good weight. I love carrying this with me. I would carry this with me every day if people wouldn't flip out and call the cops or something, because this thing hangs almost to my knee, strap it around my thigh, and people would just go insane if I had this with me all the time. But that's their problem, not mine. I love it. I put the paracord on it like I showed you before. I took if you didn't notice before, I took the Wilson wrap off for the summer, because the adhesive will kind of melt and mold to the rough handle, and I didn't want that, so I took it off before it got hot. So that's that. And then the sheath is fitted with some moly strapping, and it has a smaller sheath on it. And I just keep a lighter and a sharpening stone in there. A couple useful things. My good sharpening stone I keep in my bug out bag, but that one's just for on the go if I have to sharpen something with it. Alright, and this isn't really a knife, but I wanted to include it. This is a hatchet, a breakdown hatchet that I got at my surplus store. Not really the most durable because the handles are hollow. They are metal, they're not plastic, so I mean, for chopping down a huge tree or anything, it's not going to do it. But for chopping, you know, small stuff out of the way, getting some firewood wouldn't be a bad problem there. So it just screws in like this. That's the handle. And I've done quite a bit of chopping with this. It's not like I'm just pulling out of the bag. I mean, I've tested this and beat it, and it's, you know, nothing, no cracks, no anything. So as long as it's not abused. You got two different handles, so you can get up close and chop, or you can get some more leverage and get some really, you know, some crazy stuff going on. So that's that. I used it to chop some fat wood, actually, which is harder than regular wood, so it does the job. And then it's got this nylon olive green or forest green case. So that's that. That's my knife collection, and it's ever growing. And before long, I'm hoping to add a Smith & Wesson Tonto style blade to it. So when I get that, I will definitely be showing that off. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Josh with Alpha and Omega Survival School once again. Next video is going to be on the Altoid Survival Kit, so stay tuned for that. And make sure you check out the Bible verse in the description box below. As always, have a great day. Thanks, guys.